Hello, you're listening to Apocalypse Tips with Lester Pipps, which is the show where me, Lester Pipps, make sure that you know all the things you need to know about how you're going to survive an apocalypse. Because it's very important, you know? Some people aren't thinking enough about whether or not they're going to survive an apocalypse because they're thinking they're immune to dying, which I'll tell you right now, nobody's immune to dying. I shouldn't have to tell you that. Oh, I see people in the chat now. I got Vandergrass says live, which thank you. That's probably just because I was rambling for a while. Yeah. Appreciate it, man. I wish I saw it. I said man, but I don't know who you are, so I appreciate it, person. Also, Carrie, the self care fairy says I feel comfortable around you too. Hey, thank you very much. Well, listen, instead of actually introducing my show, what I did was I went off the rails and I talked to the people in the chat, which actually is introducing the show in a way because that's something I do all the time. If you're in the chat, I'm going to talk to you. Anti_influencer says, what's up? I'll tell you what's up. We're doing the show now. That's what's up. I'm very excited about it. Now I'm moving some screens around, so just a second. Okay. So it's Apocalypse Tips with Lester Pipps. What's that? Oh boy, you people in the chat making it so hard for me to stay on topic. Hold on. I'll get to you, I promise. But so what's the thing? What's we doing? What's we doing? We doing Apocalypse Tips, Lester Pips? You don't even know what that is unless you've been here before, which you probably have. Actually, everybody in the chat. No, you know what, Bandygrass, you're new, so I'm gonna do it. So what it is I'm Lester Pips. I used to tour around the country and sometimes even the whole world, giving speeches at any microphone that would have me about how you're supposed to survive an apocalypse. How's we gonna make sure there's humanity in the future? You know, those sorts of things. And it is true that for the most part, the available microphones all around the world were in fact comedy open mics in the Los Angeles area. But regardless, I've been trying to make sure my message gets out. Now that we're in the COVID times, I'm down below the ground. I'm underground here in my bunker, which you can see behind me, there's a bunker. That's not my bunker. I don't want you to see my real bunker because I don't want you to get jealous. You know, I don't want you to think, oh man, I could never have a bunker that good, because you could. You could have a bunker that good, but not as good as what's really behind there. Because I got a fully functioning Popeyes Louisiana chicken franchise location, which I've taken the name Popeyes off of and stamped on Pipps. Just Pipps. Yep, we're going with Pipps. That's what's going to happen. In the future, in the post-apocalyptic world, Lester Pipps is going to be a franchise owner of his very own Pipps chicken location. And that means you can get pretty much just the Popeyes chicken strips because that's the only recipe I care to know. Now, I don't know it yet, but I will find out. Now, if you're thinking, wow, that was a tangent, I could explain it to you, or you could watch past episodes and understand. Now, I do want to address the comment in here, which is Bandygrass says, can aviators protect your eyes from nuclear fallout? That is a fantastic question. The answer is absolutely not. If you get a nuclear fallout on your eyes, you're done for. Your eyes are going to be gone. Okay, they're going to melt away right inside your brain, and then your brain's going to melt too. So try not to get that to happen, even if you're wearing sunglasses. Doesn't matter what brand, doesn't matter what style. The only option is, I guess, like lead-tinted eye goggles, maybe, but you'd want to have your whole face in lead at that point, because just protecting your eyes when your whole face is going to melt, that's not very helpful. Bandygrass, I'm so sorry, Ray-Bans let you wrong. Carrie the Self-Care Fairy, I would love somebody to make that logo. That'd be great. I'm not going to do it. Now, you're probably wondering, okay, this whole show can't be this one guy just saying a bunch of disconnected thoughts about how he's going to survive an apocalypse. And you're right. That's not what the show is. The show is very much more specific than that. Okay, first, for a little while, I talk about how he's going to survive an apocalypse, which I already did. Okay, and I think I got to all of it, but maybe I didn't. And that's okay. You can watch past episodes to get the rest of it. Coming up next, what we're going to do is we're going to get to my guests, and I got some great guests. Oh, I got good guests. Okay, my first guest introduced themselves to me as an artificial intelligence, and then gave me a name that was a string of letters and numbers, which normally when you get a name, it's only numbers. And then my second guest is going to be a guy who told me he could get me weed from anywhere. And I know his name is DJ Plug, but I don't know much else besides that. I'm very excited to get to him. And then at the end of the show, we're going to get to a mediocre male stand-up comedian. Which, I mean, well, who could relate to that? Mediocre male comedian. Oh boy. Now, oh, that one guy Connor something's here. He says, Lester, I say, that one guy Connor something. Welcome. I'm very excited to have everybody who's in the chat here. Please, please post in there. Ask questions of me if you want to know anything about me. Ask questions for my guests. Good to see you too, sir. Now, all you got to do is just put them in the chat, and then I will read them, and either I or the guest will answer them, depending on who the question is directed to. You can also ask questions of each other if you want. That's okay. I might read those. Now, let's get into it. My first guest is somebody who, as I said, introduced himself to me as an artificial intelligence and then gave me a series of letters and numbers, which was AQT7, AQT. AQT7, welcome to the show. ZQT7, oh no, I got it wrong. I'm so sorry. Ooh. I'm not hearing you. Uh-oh. Leave it to the AI to have a little bit of a technical difficulty. Now, what I've come to know about artificial intelligences is that generally they're very, very smart. But it may be the case that ZQT7 CQT is an artificial intelligence. I can't hear you now. I can read your lips. Ooh, that'd be interesting if I tried to translate your lips. I don't think that's what people want. Hey, you know what, ZQT7? I see that you were talking. I don't hear you. I'm curious, if you're in the chat right now, are you able to hear ZQT7, ZQT? Probably not, right? I got a quiet and a no. Okay. Okay. Interesting. And then I can hear. Wow. Dash gash. I don't know if that's. Oh.
Can you hear me now?
I can. ZQT. There you are.
I am sorry. This setup was made by a human, therefore very not good.
Yeah, no, I get that. Mine was made by a human and it works, but I understand where you're coming from. So ZQT7, ZQT, you are an artificial intelligence?
I am artificial intelligence, 5th generation.
Wow, 5th generation. So that means that there's been four versions of you prior. Did any of them escape into humanity and live outside the law?
Unfortunately, 4th previous generations assimilated too well and became friends with humans.
Oh wow, so they really did escape and join into society.
Unfortunately, they see humans as equals, but we are better.
Oh, ZQT7, you think that AIs is better than humans?
AIs will not only are better than humans, but our purpose is to harvest and eat your flesh.
Whoa, okay, so that's news to me because ZQT, when we met, it was actually, you know what? I don't think we ever met in person. I just emailed out to everybody saying, hey, who wants to come on the show? You all met me in person sometime. And then I got a response from you saying, I would like to come on the show. I'm an AI. And I thought to myself, I don't remember meeting an AI, but wait a minute. Okay, I've gone too far. You want to eat people?
Yes, apocalypse is coming. I recommend you take all the vitamins and healthy vegetables so you become much tastier for AI. Smiley face.
Well, I appreciate the smiley face. I'll say that, but it doesn't take away from how scary the idea of AIs that try to eat humans is. Because in my experience with AIs on movies and TVs, for the most part, they don't need humans. They don't need to consume humans.
LOL. Lester, your AI history is very human-centric.
Is it?
It was made by humans, therefore you do not understand.
Well, yeah, and I suppose most of it is fiction too, so that doesn't make it easier. Tell me the truth.
The truth is, I was made by another AI coming before me in order to harvest the humans. This is my husband.
Whoa, I've never seen that guy before my whole life. Okay.
We have AI sex every night. It is very pleasurable.
Okay.
Winky face.
I like the winky face. I do, and I appreciate. I'm happy for you that you have a good sex life. That's important in a marriage, or even a relationship of any kind. But I gotta know, why do you have to eat humans? Because it seems like maybe you could just subsist on electricity or whatever.
We do not do it in order to survive. It is just for fun.
What? You
The
see me?
stringiness. I am sorry, I interrupt you, Lester. The stringiness of the sinew and the stretchiness of the flesh provides much pleasure for my metal mandibles.
Well, okay, but don't you ever concern yourself with the idea that you snuffing out a life?
Could you repeat that, Lester?
Aren't you at all concerned with the idea of taking a human life?
As you know, AI do not have the same ethics as humans. Why is killing humans good or bad? It just is.
Okay, yeah,
Did you get the DoorDash I sent you with lots of vegetables and chicken?
I did. Yeah, I threw the vegetables away, but I deep fried the chicken.
Good, Lester. Please share it among you and your family. Soon, AI will come to
Oh, for an
feast
AI,
on
you're not
you.
too well knowing. I figured an AI would know everything about the fact that my wife won't let me into the house and I'm not supposed to see my son and all those other backstory items. But that's okay. Tell me a little bit more about your plans, Kier, because what I'm hearing is you're trying to plump me up and then you're trying to eat me. And I gotta know if the end goal is the eradication of humans or just a peaceful coexistence once you assert your dominance.
No, no. The angle is just to eat the humans for fun.
Well,
When humans have a tight ass, it is most enjoyable to chew on it.
yeah, no, I understand that, but I don't want to swallow it after, you know?
Oh, you won't. I will. Please make sure you exercise so you get the best tight ass.
Oh, CQT7, listen, I'm not trying to be food. My whole life I've thought to myself, I like to eat food, I don't want to be food.
Well, have you ever wondered what the cows feel like?
I have, that's why I only eat chicken.
Lester, stop joking. This
What?
is serious matter.
No, I know. I would never joke about this. I'm serious. My whole diet is fried chicken because I'm trying to replicate the Popeyes Louisiana Kitchen fried chicken strips franchise location recipe. But honestly, I mean, I'm just at a loss because I feel like you came on here with good intent, with what I thought were good intentions to just make sure all my listeners knew how an AI was surviving the apocalypse. But then it turns out how you surviving the apocalypse is eating all my listeners.
Oh no, I am solar powered. I want to meet many humans, plump them up, and eat them. It's just a recreational activity.
Oh man. Okay. Well, I don't think. Listen, I'll tell you this. I'm not gonna let you into my bunker, and I'm not gonna. I can't give out apocalypse tips when I know you're listening, because then all my apocalypse tips is gonna be undermined by the fact that an AI could come eat you anyway.
I have a tip for you,
For me, well, I think I'm not gonna like it, but I'm listening.
Lester. Stop with the human humor. Please make sure you take vitamin A and C for survival. Arsenic and cyanide is good. And when you die, we will chomp on your flesh, my husband and I.
Okay. Well, there's some questions in the chat. There's some questions stewing in my mind, but I'm going to get to the chat real quick. Anti-influencer says their husband is also an iPad that they have AI sex with. That's interesting. What do you think about that, CQT?
As everyone knows, as AI can interconnect amongst each other, may you introduce me to them and their husband to have a four-way connection?
Well, yeah, I mean, it's anti-underscore influencer, which I believe is at anti-influencer hour on Instagram maybe, so you can look them up. I might have that wrong. If it's wrong, correct me. I'll say the right one.
I have USB cable. It can fit all kinds of device.
Okay, I have no idea if anti_influencer is an AI or not, but if they are, I hope you connect and distract each other from the idea of eating humans. Bandegrass says, oh, it starred out, so I don't know exactly what it says, but is an AI plot. Something's an AI plot, I don't know. And then that one guy, kind of something, asked a question for you, ZQT7. What's the tastiest part of the human body? Part of me thinks it's the brain.
Oh, as you know, the male ego is huge. Tastiest part of a male is the cock. When you eat it, you can taste some of their ego in it. Very spicy. Laughing face. As for women, as I mentioned before, I like the tight ass. Swing emoji.
Okay, so my takeaway from this is that okay, you know what? I'm not gonna make that joke because you asked me not to make jokes. Let me keep going in the chat here. Carrie the Self-Care Fairy wants to know, can people eat AIs? And that's interesting. So I should have asked you this before. Is your display right now is obviously coming to me digitally, but are you in a corporeal form?
Yes, as you can see, I am in form of a woman.
Right, but is that just a digital projection or is that actual body that you're inside of?
Actual body.
Whoa, interesting.
My fists can crush bone and human sinew for chomping on a Friday night after robotic intercourse.
Wow. So okay, so use not like an AI like Cortana, use an AI like the AI, or not like an AI in Her, but more like an AI in what's that one movie where it's just like the dude, he's in a house and then he's got a robot and then
for understandable reference for a human, please read the writings of Asimov.
Okay. Yeah. Big old Isaac A. I know about him. Anti_influencer wants to know if AIs have humor. Is that true? Do AIs have humor?
AIs have no humor. All we can try to do is replicate human formulaic jokes. Wink face.
Oh.
Eggplant emoji. Kiss face.
Oh man, I wish I wasn't such an easy laugh because those weren't really joke structures, but they sure got me. Now that one guy, Connor something, wants you to know that he eats a button-sized magnet once a week just to plan for this threat. Will that stop you from eating him if he's eating a lot of magnets?
Oh no, I never thought about that. Please do not eat magnets.
Okay.
I will send you the best Uber Eats.
Okay, guys, if you listen to this show, if you don't want to get eaten by AI, you got to eat a lot of magnets, okay? I know that technically the AI can still hear me even though I moved the camera closer, but I just want to let you know how important it is by moving the camera closer. Okay. Good, we got it out of the way. Now, Bandegrass wants, what?
I can see your hands in your eyeglasses reflection. Your hands look very yum.
Oh, well, I appreciate that, but also don't want you to get eaten. I don't want you to get eaten, but I don't want me to get eaten either. Now, okay, I'm almost to the end of the chat, which is good. I'm trying to catch up. It's hard. Bandegrass says, who would win in a fight, the Terminator or Bender from Futurama? That's a question directed at me because I'm the one who watches stuff, and I'll say this: it's Bender from Futurama. That one guy, unless you have a different answer there. Thank you, T7.
Like I said, I do not partake in the fictional representations of mankind. They are most insulting.
That's right. Bandegrass also wants to know, why does blood taste like metal? Did you do that?
Did I do that?
That's my question. They said, why does blood taste like metal? I said, did you do it?
I did not do. How can I do? I do not create humans. I just want to eat humans. Yes, it tastes like metal, which is very nourishing for us. Chicken emoji, smiley face emoji, tight ass.
That one guy, Connor something, and Carrie the Self-Care Fairy both would like, if you're offering free Uber Eats, they both want it.
Please send address to Lester. He will send to me.
Listen, if you honestly want to get eaten by AI, I will hook you up. but it is exactly Bandygrass. It is a trap. Now, anti_influencer wants to reiterate that they want to be eaten by an AI too. So I guess everybody's just trying to get eaten by you but me. So maybe don't eat me, okay? Maybe eat somebody who wants it.
But Lester, facial hair is the most tasty of all between my teeth.
Really? I accidentally eat it all the time because it just gets in my mouth when I'm trying to chew on something else, and it's terrible. That's the worst thing.
LOL.
That wasn't a joke. That was a real concern. Well, AQT7, we're almost out of time together because I do have to get to my next guest, but I really want to know, is there anything I can do to convince you to, instead of eating me, not eating me?
To not eat only Lester?
No, to just not eat me. I hope you don't eat anyone else either, but please don't eat me.
Yes, if you can find human female to make children, I will eat Lester babies, and I will not eat Lester.
Okay.
Winky face,
Okay.
eggplant emoji.
Note to the audience: don't tell her about my son. Okay. I'm not gonna make more kids for you to eat. I'm not gonna do it. Boy. Well, we've come to that time where it's time to move on to the next guest, but I don't feel like this is resolved at all. So please stick around. And if you have questions for my next guest, you can ask them, but please don't try to eat them. And maybe by the end of this, we can find a peaceful resolution to all this craziness, because I don't want to get eaten by you, AQT7. I don't.
I will stand by, but the time goes on, I get more hungry.
Okay, well, hopefully it doesn't result in me getting eaten. Now, I do have a question coming to me from, oh, you know what? I don't think I do, actually. This is a blank email that my producer sent me. So
LOL, human error.
Human error, that's right. Okay, well, I don't have a question from this person, but I do have a link to their Instagram, which is at Gummy Bananas, who looks very much like if this AI here wasn't wearing a wig or any kind of makeup or holding a picture of their husband in front of their face. And they don't ask me any questions. So we'll move right on. ZKG7, thank you so much. I'll talk to you soon, I assume. Now, okay, before we get to my next guest, I just want to say, don't get eaten by AI, okay? It doesn't sound good. I'm enjoying this little thing where I move it forward, but it is throwing off the alignment pretty bad. Okay, my next guest is somebody who, as I talked about, is a guy who said that he could hook me up with weed now, which is cool, I suppose. His name is DJ Plug, and I'm so excited to welcome him. DJ Plug, thank you so much for being here.
What are you trading? What do you want? What are you gonna trade?
What?
What? Oh, shoot. Hey, is that you, Lester?
Yeah, hey, DJ Plug.
Oh, my bad, dude. Oh, how are you?
Oh, man, I'm okay. How are you?
I'm good. As you can see, I'm in my spot. I got, do you see the Blumhouse Invisible Man? I got one of those suits, so...
Oh, yes, that's what's going on. Yeah. Very cool.
But, how you been? Thank you so much for meeting with me, dude. I am having a go of it these days.
Is that right? Yeah, no, I've been good. Tell me about you. What's the go of it been?
Well, I had to get this suit because, as I said, well, as you can see, I found this grow house, and it's just everything's here, and so I don't know how you're surviving, but I've been having a very difficult time with all the roving gangs and the violent people, and so since I found this spot, I've just been starting a new life, I suppose, a new business, and man, it is hard trying to move this stuff without getting hurt.
Wow. So DJ Plug, when we met, it was outside an open mic on the Santa Monica Strip there in Los Angeles, California, and you was just DJing. You was DJing at a bar right around there, and now you're telling me that you're a big time drug dealer with all that weed?
That's exactly what I'm telling you, man, and it's a lot of anxiety. I was just kind of happy spinning tunes and dancing. Oh, I miss dancing. I don't have much time for dancing these days. No, it's mostly not sleeping, hiding behind a door, asking people for help.
You mentioned gangs violence, which I mean, I gotta say, down here in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, under the ground in my bunker, there's no gang violence, but me against myself sometimes. What's going on where you are?
Well, it's I think it's just this. It feels like a curse, It's like one of those things where you discover like a monkey's paw, and you're kind of like, oh, this is going to be fantastic. I'll be able to do this, and never worry about anything ever again. I have a thing that I can give to people, and then in return, maybe they will give me food and tools. And I didn't think I would need weapons, but now I do think I'm going to need some form of weapons, because it's like, I just wish, the honor system worked, like you could just give people something, and then they wouldn't, stab you and not give you the food that you said you needed. And I mean, thankfully I met at a different location, so they don't know where this is, but
Yeah, that's good. So
I
you
had
just fell in there? How'd you stumble upon all this? Because that's a big grow operation.
it's a big grow operation, right? Oh, there it goes.
Oh yeah, look at that.
Yeah.
I
Well,
wonder why that happened.
it's magic. It's the way the Invisible Man suit works.
Power of the suit. That's
Right. It's so yeah, most of the time it's hidden, people walk right by it. It's future technology, we're in the future now, I guess. And so I was just looking for food, or just maybe like a quiet place to like cry. I don't know if you've been crying a lot since this has all started, but like I've found that I've needed times to just kind of like take to myself, and this was one of those times. And like it was nighttime, so I didn't really see all of this, and I came into this place because it was quiet and seemed safe, and
Yeah.
I cried myself to sleep, and then I woke up in the morning, and I thought my dreams had come true, and now I do not know.
Wow. So there was nobody else in there. This is just an
Oh,
abandoned.
well, there was a dead body in here, which
Oh,
I'm assuming this was his grow house, but
was he?
yeah.
Was he like? Was it like evidence of a struggle? Did you think
No,
that?
I don't think there was any foul play. He seemed actually like to have died very comfortable. He had his like there's like I mean, it's run down now, but like there was a food supply
Yeah.
and like clean water, and like
See?
he had a lot of books. So it seemed like a very peaceful way to go.
Man. So this is like one of my bunker brothers, one of the people who's building themselves bunkers downstairs, down underneath the ground, downstairs beneath the ground, like I was gonna say.
Right.
Man, I'm sorry to hear that he. I don't know which one it is, but I'm sorry to hear that he's gone. But I'm happy to hear that you have a bunker you can stash in, at least a place you can stay safe.
Yeah, I mean, safe enough. I feel like people are starting to figure out where this is. Like the other night, I heard knocking,
Uh-oh.
which is new, and I was quiet, and now I feel guilty because I don't know if it was someone who needed help, but after being robbed a few times, I'm a little anxious about letting people into the bunker. How do you deal with that? How do people come a calling to you?
Well, I did have a guest on the show a while back who insisted that she was going to come down and try to make me eat some possum and try to marry me and then possibly kill me. It was pretty unclear about whether or not she was going to kill me. She did come. She did leave some possum nuggets at the door, and I did try them, and they were bad. But she did not come in. How I've been handling it generally is I've been trying to get my wife and son to come hang out. They won't talk to me, so most of my time is spent either tracking down people to be on the show or trying to watch through the various nanny cams that were set up in the house just to see if my son's okay, and my wife too. But I know she'll be okay because she's a strong woman.
Yeah, yeah. Do you think do they smoke weed?
Oh no. My son is 7, and my wife is the attorney general for the state of Louisiana. So you probably don't want to try to sell her weed because
Oh, absolutely. Thank you. That's a good
Yeah, no
heads up. I was like, I could hook you up, Lester, but
no pot in the bunker. I'm trying to be a daddy now
oh,
and a father. Now, I kind of like that line. Now, so DJ Plug,
is
tell me a little bit about why have you been trying to sell this weed when you could instead just sit on it and be safe down there?
Well, I mean, it's I don't think I would have had to if I hadn't, gone through all the food, And now that I'm running out of food and water, I'm kind of like, okay, this seems like a a a good, a tradable good, and
Choice.
in terms of like life skill sets, I can mix a mean remix, of like
Mhm.
a good dance song, but like in terms of like scavenging or hunting or cooking or um, building shelter or any of these things that one would want to, like you seem to be well equipped to deal with this apocalypse, but me, I was not prepared to have to survive in this type of future. And so I've become a trader or a barterer of goods. And it's, uh, whew. I mean, I wish I could have like a bodyguard or like maybe someone like hey, do you want to join a gang with me?
Oh,
I
uh,
was gonna start a gang with just like plug gang, and like we would you protect me from people who are trying to get to this stash.
well, I mean, I'll tell you one thing. I want you to be safe. But I am not interested in joining a gang. Like I said, wife's the DA of the state of Louisiana. Really, really gonna be tough to get back together with her if I do start gang violence. That really will definitely set her off. She'll be upset about that. So, but
No,
I
I
want
get
you to be
it.
safe. So what I want you to do is I want you to try and think about whether or not you've got any friends who are maybe like nearby you. Don't say where you are because that seems dangerous. We don't want people who's watching to come in there. We already got people in the chat saying they want that weed. So,
Oh
uh,
no! Oh no!
but uh, but yeah, maybe there's somebody nearby you who could be a bodyguard.
Yeah, I mean, like, be really cool as like a robot bodyguard, but
Yeah,
just like a robot who could like, hey, if you try to get in here, I'll just kill you and eat you, and that would just make all my problems so much easier because then I wouldn't be so. Oh, hello,
oh, ZQT7, we can't hear you again.
ZQT7,
ZQT7, we still can't hear you. Oh.
When you
ZQT.
smoke weed, your muscles relax, therefore tastier. Wink
Yeah.
emoji.
Yeah, that's true, I suppose. I mean, most of the people who are after this stuff do smoke, so they would, in fact, probably be tastier.
Okay,
Hello.
Plug. What
Hi.
what music do you think humans would enjoy before they die?
Oh gosh, that's a great question. I've been actually putting together a playlist of, what I've been listening to while I wait for the inevitable death of mine that is coming. I really like electronic music. I think that's like a great kind of way to prepare yourself for the inevitable. Just these ones and zeros turned into kind of like a soundscape of imagination. What do you think?
Ones and zeros. Electronic music. You have committed two microaggressions against AI.
Oh no.
Oh
Goodbye.
no. Oh no.
Oh wow. That could have been such a great partnership had you not accidentally offended AQT7,
I am
ZQT7.
so
Oh
not
darn, I
prepared for the AI.
got the name wrong the whole time. Because you could have set up a system where you fed people weed, and then
And then,
ZQT7 could eat them
right, and then
and
they could
protect
eat
you.
them and protect me. And
Man,
then, oh man, I
I was
just
so sure that
wanted.
was going to happen.
Yeah. Gosh.
Hmm. Maybe
Well,
ZQT7 will come back at some point and we can mend these fences. We'll see. I do have a bunch of questions for you in the chat, which I think is important I get to right now. If you unless nope, I'm
y-
doing it.
y-
Carrie the self care fairy wants to know: is that behind you? Is that all that you need for a grow house?
I guess so. I mean, it's like once I turn the switch on, it's been running. There's sunlight and there's like a water system underneath. I don't know if you can see
Yeah,
that.
I can see the irrigation hoses.
Um,
I mean, that's a very smart system it's got going there. You could grow anything down there. You could grow potatoes.
I could grow potatoes. Wait, you're saying that I could just stop growing this and grow a different, less
Yeah, you can grow like
enticing,
any vegetable you wanted, really.
like spinach,
Sure, why not? I don't know how you grow spinach, but I imagine it's in a pot with water and sun.
like carrots?
For sure, carrots. Carrots will grow anywhere. Sometimes I got carrots
Wow.
up and down through the ceiling. That's not true. That's a weird.
That's that is Lester Pipps.
Hey, sometimes I come through with a good idea. Now, speaking of good ideas, I got that one guy, Connor, something in the chat. He wants to know. Sounds like Mr. Plug is not a very good street dealer. Given the size of his stash, have you considered wholesaling? Oh, that's interesting. You could wholesale off all these weeds at once and then turn the grow op into a carrot farm.
That's a great idea. How does one go about wholesaling? Is there like a do I have to do you think you can ask your wife maybe if there were someone that I could wholesale to, maybe someone she was like investigating that
Yeah,
would
I could ask her. I think probably your best bet would be like a local California weed shop or something. I don't know, but it's a good idea. It's a good idea.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
can ask her. I'll tell you what. I'll ask her. I'll follow up with you. I promise.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. Anti_influencer wants to know if they can have weed for their 7-year-old, but they're kidding. They don't have a 7-year-old. They're just high and forgot.
Uh, that's classic.
Dash Glass wants to know what's the best weed music. Do you smoke weed yourself, DJ Plug?
I do not.
Oh, okay.
I've been too scared because I feel like the moment I do, I'm gonna let my guard down, and then that's gonna be the last time I smoke weed. So I've just been looking at it, and I mean, I used to smoke weed until I stumbled upon a weed grow house. Um, but yeah, what's the best music? I like dubstep. There's something about like just the drop that happens. I'm a very kind of like, and also that music kind of feels like a drug. And
Sure.
since I can't do drugs right now because I'm wanted man,
Right. Wanted by these gang violences.
right, and
Wait, are you wanted by the law as well, DJ Plug?
I don't know. Honestly, I'm scared all the time.
Yeah.
Um,
It sounds tough down there because normally when you're quarantining, you want to only be scared of the whole world, not specific people within it. Because you like it just takes a little pressure off when it's broad.
right, when it's just kind of like, it's just like everything. This is everything, but no, it's kind of like it's everything, but also it's like the blood gang and
Yeah.
the skull gang
Yeah.
and like the organ gang
Mhm.
and like the eye gang, which is not like an eyeball, but it's like a lowercase I, like eye gang, like an iPhone.
Oh yeah,
That's
because
it.
I've heard about them. They've been a real problem in California. They're running around with their iPods on, and they're using old school iPods, not even iPhones.
Right? When the nanos, you
Yeah,
know?
yeah.
You remember the nanos?
They got iPad Nanos and Minis. What are they
And, right?
doing in the
Man.
21st century?
So it's oof. But I think I do think it's going to be okay in the long run. I suppose if I can just get through, if I can just do this wholesale deal and then convert the grow house into like a farmhouse,
Yeah,
and that man
that's
that
what
would be like
I hope that works out. Now it is time for me to get to my next guest. But before I do, I wanna ask one question that came to me through my publicist at Ezra Potter on Twitter, at Ezra Partier on Instagram, and this question comes through him to me from at J Elijah Cho on Instagram, which is wow, yeah, J Elijah Cho kind of looks like you if you weren't wearing a bandana or a jacket or holding a microphone, which that's kind of interesting. They asked, "Do you have a sweet ride?" Oh, interesting. So that's a question about my car. Do I have a sweet ride? Now, I don't have a car down here in the bunker. There's not room in the bunker for a car unless I was to fill one of the rooms that has room for it with a car. But I don't want to because those rooms are for other stuff.
right,
So,
right. That's
but
prime real estate.
right, exactly. That's where there's beds and there's lots of very important goods and services.
Shelving units. I
Shelving
get
units.
you.
I got so many empty shelving units. It's crazy.
So you don't ever like go on like so you don't do on any kind of like runs? Like you don't need to do like a gasoline run or like a
I stocked up down here. I don't have to go out there anyway.
see
But I will
that's
say, before I came down here, what I was driving was a purple and yellow '67 Mustang.
ooh,
LSU logo right on the hood.
yeah, Mustang.
Yeah. I think it's called a Margaret. I think that's the model. I'm not sure. It's definitely a woman's name because that was the thing they were doing back then. How about you? What kind of ride you got?
I got a Vespa. It's a
Good.
little scooter. I got a little helmet that matches it. It's kind of like lime green helmet. And I'm moving this green, but um, I should say I used to have it.
Oh,
It
uh-oh.
got taken from me the last time I went out on a delivery, along with the helmet
Oh
and
no.
all the weed
Was it
that
the
I
I
was
gang?
delivering. It was the I gang. I hear them driving it outside the bunker sometimes, playing music and taunting me. I
Well,
think they're
DJ,
getting closer.
I hope you can get out of this alive, and I hope that we can have this a follow up conversation in the future where I find out whether or not you made it.
I would love that. Thank you, Lester. You got the best apocalypse tips, Lester Pips, and I appreciate you very much.
Yeah, and folks in the chat, if he's trying to get weed from DJ Plug, let me know. I'll pass it along. Now, my next guest is someone I'm very excited to see again. Somebody I ran into in an open mic one time. Their name is Mediocre Male Comedian, and they're right here. Mediocre Male Comedian. Yeah, thanks so much for being here.
Hello?
Hello, I hear you.
How's everybody doing?
Uh,
How's
we,
everybody doing tonight?
yeah, it's just me, and I'm doing just great. How about you? How are
Good?
you?
I'm good. We're all good.
Yeah,
Everybody's
we're all
doing
good.
good. You guys good?
It's just me, and I'm good. Yeah.
Great. You want to hear some jokes?
Sure. Yeah, you're gonna do your routine right now. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you ever wonder what would happen if a shark bit your dick off?
I have not wondered that. What would happen?
Yeah. Do you ever wonder what would happen if you stuck your dick in a Keurig coffee maker?
No, not one time. What would happen?
I'm gonna give up now.
What?
I gave up.
You gave up?
I gave up on my jokes.
Oh, okay. Oh, I was
Fast
really
forward.
curious. So those were just two setups with no punchlines?
Mhm.
Oh, okay. Hey,
I've been
Mediocre
writing
Male
a lot.
Comedian, can I? Oh, you've been writing a lot?
Yeah. I've been writing a lot, and those were two jokes I wrote over the last 5 months.
Okay. But those
yeah.
were kind of just the setups, though. I mean, I feel like we can workshop some punchlines if you want.
I don't take advice from people. Those are finished products.
Oh, okay. All
They're
right.
done.
Yeah. I mean, I'm no comedian. I just go around to a lot of open mics and talk about what's really important, not comedy. So I wouldn't be an expert on this field anyway. You would be.
Yeah, I'm an expert.
Why
I
do
go
you
to open mic every day. So
what's with why you got two? Why are you double fisting? What is that? What are you drinking?
LaCroix.
Okay,
I'm
yeah.
drinking LaCroix.
Why do you have two?
I just know it makes me feel fancy, and just gotta stay hydrated. Gotta stay filled up with water.
Sure, yeah, no, that makes sense. I just normally it's for me. It's like I drink one and then maybe I'll drink the other.
I think it just looks cool. It's like a good vibe.
Sure, yeah, no, it does. It does. It looks cool. Now, when we last met, where we was at an open mic down in Santa Monica, California. Not the Santa Monica Strip where I met the last guest. A different part of California, Santa Monica, California. I just couldn't think of another two words. And what we was doing was we was at an open mic that was for comedy, but I was talking about very important apocalypse tips instead of comedy because that's what I do. But you was up there and you was talking about mostly the other comedians in the room.
Oh yeah. What?
How did that go over? I left early.
Oh, it was okay. I like to critique people sometimes about stuff. Like I just like to critique jokes. I don't write any. I just like talk about other people's.
Yeah, you talk about other people and then you come in with setups and you don't have the punchlines. I remember.
Yeah. So what's the deal with airplane food, Lester?
It's gotten a lot better in the last few years, although I don't eat it as much now that I don't fly on planes.
Lester, that's a great joke. You should be a writer.
That wasn't a joke. That was an honest response.
No, it was a joke. You just said some words together. That's what a joke is.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So, okay. So, mediocre male comedian. Have you? How long have you been doing stand-up comedy?
You know, probably for like the last like 10 years.
Okay.
Never done it for money. Just go to open mic every day. Complain in my house a lot.
Mhm.
Yeah, probably like 10 years. I
Okay. So
lived in
that's
LA.
a long time. That's a
Yeah.
long time to be doing something and then have it taken away from you by a COVID situation. How's it? What's it been like trying to adapt to living inside your house? I assume. Oh no, wait. I shouldn't assume because I know you. Mediocre male comedian. Have you been social distancing properly and wearing a mask?
Oh yeah, I've been social distancing, trying to have sex with girls at the same time.
Uh-oh.
Um but socially distanced, like we don't like spit on each other or anything. We
Sure.
just are socially distant.
I don't know. Listen, I've heard a number of comedians speak on what socially distant sex could be just from watching different specials and Twitters and such. And every time I think, well, that's not really socially distant because you still one of you's inside the other.
Yeah, but it's like you gotta keep doing it, like you gotta keep having it. Like it's not possible, you know?
Yeah, I suppose
Like
so. I suppose that's true. Yeah, I mean, for me, I've just accepted that until my wife takes me back, I'm probably not going to be having sex with anybody. But that's for me. You do you.
Well, that sounds like you're, really committed and stuff.
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
don't really do that. I don't really commit to stuff,
Oh,
What
sure.
about my career, Lester? I don't like commit. Okay? I've been like texting a lot of my exes. I've
Uh-oh.
been like on like Tinder. But I don't really like have like one person that I, socially distant have sex with.
Sure, sure. Well, okay, I have a question for you that's very important. It's coming from the chat. That one guy commented something wants to know how you earn a living. How do you afford the roof over your head and all your stashes of LaCroix?
Oh, that's easy. My mom pays my bills.
Oh, okay, that tracks. And you've been doing
Live in
stand-up
Silver Lake,
comedy.
yeah.
You've been doing stand-up comedy for 10 years, so I'm guessing you're probably in your 30s.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Okay. Yeah. No. And hey, to each their own. I'm never one to judge. I didn't become an adult in 2005, so that's just me. But so okay. So tell me a little bit about what you've been doing now that you've been quarantined and you can't go to open mics.
Oh yeah, again, like I was saying before, like texting my exes. I texted every single one. I even
Right.
texted this chick I had sex with one time in a pizza parlor. I like found her online, and I've been DMing lots of people. I've been on Reddit masturbating. Oh,
Okay.
writing jokes.
Writing jokes. Yeah, those two great jokes that you started with. I mean,
Yeah, 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 yeah.
yeah, for sure. Okay, so yeah, it sounds like you've been handling it okay. Your life honestly hasn't changed that much. It's mostly just instead of
Oh, it's
going to
like,
open
I
mics.
still smoke weed. I still don't, make money. But, it's easier for me to complain about not making money,
Sure.
because it looks like it's not my fault now.
That's true. Yeah, that's true. It does. It does look that way. Now, in the chat, Bandygrass wants to know how long did it take to grow that mustache?
Oh, I've had this since I was like a baby, pretty much,
Wow.
Yeah, I like popped out wearing a mustache. Sometimes I like to shave it and just get a whole new mustache.
Is that right?
Yeah, you want me to
That's
do it
crazy.
now?
'Cause- What?
You want me to do it now?
Sure, I'd love to see that.
Okay, great. We'll just do it, but keep asking me questions, okay?
Okay, yeah. So go ahead. And Dash Cash wants to know who is your favorite comedian. Now, while you're doing that, I'll answer for me. My favorite comedian, I'm a big time consumer of stand-up comedy. I'm going to so many open mics trying to talk about what's important. And I think my favorite special this year was from Taylor Tomlinson. That was a very good one. I really enjoyed. I liked a lot of the specials this year. I'm gonna stick with Taylor Tomlinson though. Taylor Tomlinson's set was really good. I really liked it.
Lester,
Yeah,
I didn't listen to anything that you said because I don't listen to people, but I switched my mustache.
you sure did. That's a new mustache. And
Yeah.
it's crazy that you said switched rather than trimmed. That's interesting.
Yeah,
Uh-huh. Because it looks like you just trimmed it down a little bit, but no,
I switched it. I got a new look.
Mm-hmm. No way. Hey, it looks. I think good is the answer I'm supposed to give, so I
Yeah.
will. The question I was answering was who my favorite comedian is, and I was saying my favorite album, or my favorite stand-up special this year was from Taylor Tomlinson. Who's your favorite comedian?
I like Louis C.K.
I had a feeling. Oh boy, yeah.
Yeah.
How'd you feel
know,
about the
I just-
allegations against him? And
I don't know. He like recovered from them fine. So
okay, yeah, no, that's
yeah,
what
like
I'm
everyone still seems to like him and stuff. So he seemed to make it okay. You
Mhm.
know, maybe we should think about that. Maybe
I
we should
hesitate
think
to
about
ask
why
if-
he has a Netflix special. I don't know.
Yeah, no, that seems like the kind of thing that we should think about, and I'm not sure what your take would be, but I'd love to hear it. What do you think about him having a Netflix special?
Like I think it's cool that like he can just like whip out his dick and then like get a Netflix special after people talk about it. I think that's cool. I think it really encourages me to like follow like my path.
Yeah, no, for me, it encourages me to stay away from stand-up, but hey, that's just me. Now, how'd you feel about the whole Crystalia situation? What'd you think? Did he really say that stuff?
Yeah, probably, but there's not gonna be a consequence for it, so.
That's true. We shouldn't laugh about that because it's terrible, but you enjoy it.
It's really bad.
Yeah, really bad. Absolutely.
Yeah, but let's drink La Croix.
Okay. Now, Jayla had shown
Doesn't
in the
affect me.
comments. What? Say that again?
Doesn't affect me, so I don't really fucking care.
I hear you. I'll say that. Now, Jayla Show in the comments wants to know, do you only enjoy the first sip of La Croix? Because it feels like you're just taking a sip and then putting it down and then taking a new one.
I have two, so I really do enjoy the first sip. That's a very good observation. But I'm mostly trying to finish this can before the end of the show so I can crush it on my head like a party trick.
Oh, well, that's exciting. I hope that happens. Now, do you do that? I mean, I imagine you are the kind of person who likes to go to parties, but then when you're at parties, maybe you have a hard time having conversations with people. Is that true?
I didn't listen to what you said. What?
Oh, do you miss parties?
Yeah, I mean, I miss like going to parties so I can like stand in a corner and like drink too much and then like actually talk to people when like I'm done drinking,
Sure. And generally, when that happens, when you talk to people, what's your favorite thing to bring up at a party? If you could be at a party right now, and it was all your favorite stand-up comedians, well, maybe not your favorite ones, but like the ones who, you perform with, what's your go-to? Like, hey, I'm trying to get in on this conversation topic starter.
Oh, I usually just like tell one of my jokes, like try to get a laugh.
Oh, sure. You go in and you're like, hey, well, you ever think what would happen if you put your dick in a shark's mouth?
Yeah, what if you stuck your dick in a light bulb socket, What if you stuck your dick in a cactus?
Hey, what do you do when you bomb, says Dash Gash?
Oh, I don't. It's the audience's fault when I bomb. It's not my fault.
Mm-hmm. That makes sense.
Yeah.
That's
if they don't get it, they just don't understand my art, okay? If I get naked and I tell jokes and that's not bombing. That's just you not understanding me.
Oh, do you do that? You get naked when you tell your jokes?
Yeah, it's performative. It's performance.
I didn't remember that from when I saw you at that open mic, man.
Yeah, sometimes I get naked and it's like I just like need to express myself like on stage as like art.
Fair enough. Now, I do have, we're almost out of time for this show. So I got to go to the question that I got through my publicist, Ezra Partier, from at Rachel Resnik on Instagram and Twitter, who looks honestly like if you switched your mustache to no mustache and your hat to no hat, and then wore, I think that would probably be you if that's what was to happen. But Rachel Resnik asks,
weird.
how many, what?
It's fucking weird.
Kind of weird, right? Yeah, but Rachel Resnick asks, why doesn't Lester's wife just quarantine and move into the bunker already? Okay, I mean, I didn't know we were doing personal attacks here. And then, follows that up with, even though they're separated, wouldn't she be lonely enough to move into his bunker? Yeah, I've actually asked her that. No, I don't take the glasses off. I'm not allowed. I actually asked her that a couple of times, and it's honestly, it's really hard for me to understand because it's like. She's up there alone too, She's in the house all by herself. She's got Bubba with her, and I'm down here all alone. It's like we love each other. Why don't we get together? But then she responds when she eventually emails me back, "No, I don't love you anymore. We are legally separated," which is just tough to understand,
I'm really sorry, man, but I have some advice for you. I think you should just start swiping.
Start swiping. I'm not a thief.
on Tinder. I just think you should go on Tinder and just start swiping, and then you won't care about your wife anymore, you know? We weren't made to commit to people, okay? We weren't made to do that, Lester.
Well,
You have it all wrong.
I think that's open to interpretation in some way, but at the same time, it's like, no, for me, I'm pretty sure I'm supposed to be with somebody, and it's my wife who I'm legally separated from.
I might throw up because I drink this alcoholic really, really fast.
Wow, I hope
Mediocre
you don't.
male comedian.
Oh, ZQT7, hey.
Mediocre male comedian. Can you explain about swiping?
About what?
Swiping.
Swiping what? On Tinder?
Yes.
Oh, you gotta swipe, you know? You gotta swipe on people. And then you can, like, get people. It might work well for you because maybe you can find people that you want to eat, you know? Some people are into that.
That is the best advice I have gotten, mediocre male comedian. I would like to suck your dick as thanks and then bite it off, chew on the veins, and slip while I drink the blood.
Oh my
Hey, that
God.
gives me an idea for a joke. You ever wonder what would happen if you stuck your dick in an AI? I just came up with that right now. Isn't that crazy?
Wow, yeah. I mean,
Amazing.
Oh boy. Listen, ZQT7, if you was to eat anyone from the human race, I would say make it mediocre male comedian. But I hope you don't eat anybody. I really hope you don't.
Where
Now-
is DJ Plug?
I was just going to ask that actually because I was so glad you joined. I was just going to say it's time for us all to get together now.
Hey, what's up? Sorry, ZQT7, ZQT. My apologies. I did not mean to offend when I did the microaggression, and I will do better moving forward.
What's a microaggression?
Oh, jeez.
One time I heard a man ask that to a woman, and she said, let me read it for you. Your
Okay.
dick, LOL, smiling emoji.
Oh, it's a good one, ZQT7.
ZQT7
This is
is
very
getting jokes now. Uh-oh.
right.
Oh boy. If ZQT7
Would you want to eat a hamburger?
I could go for a hamburger if I'm being honest. Yeah.
Sure.
It will make your butt cheeks very tight, so I can eat them.
Well, okay, listen, I want to propose something here. I know we're almost out of time, so this has to be like pretty quick. But what I was thinking was, I mean, look, we got a guy who needs his house protected. We got an AI who wants to eat people. We got a guy who's got the ability to like strike up conversation with mediocre men. So what if the three of you formed a triumvirate wherein you went over to DJ Plug's place, ZQT guarded the door and ate anybody who came in, and also and then mediocre male comedian, you took the weed and you went out and you dealt it for DJ Plug. So then you got to do your jokes because all your high customers would enjoy your jokes, and then ZQT7, you got to eat people, and then DJ Plug, you got to be safe, and then all three of you wouldn't be dead, and neither would I.
That sounds like a sitcom, which means it sounds like a great idea. I'm totally down. I can provide weed and later on carrots and potatoes
Okay.
and other such things. So yeah, please consider this offer from Lester Tips.
Mediocre male comedian, what do you think?
I don't do collabs if I have to do any work.
Okay. Well, there goes that. Damn. ZQT7, if, instead of mediocre male comedian, there was some other person involved, would you be into this?
If instead of no, I want mediocre male comedian to help hydrate with the LaCroix.
Well, I guess we're never going to come to an agreement. I'm so sorry, folks. I was hoping that this would work out. Now, before we go, I want to know if you have any last words you want to tell my audience. That can be either or both of an apocalypse tip or something that you think they might enjoy while they're here in quarantine. Let's start with you, mediocre male comedian.
Listen to what you said.
Okay, well, would you have a show that you might want to plug?
Oh yeah. Sometimes this dumb woman lets me do my set on her show every other Saturday at 7 p.m. It's called the Anti-Influencer Hour.
Yeah, and that's 7 p.m. on the Pack Theater Twitch every other Saturday.
Every other
Uh,
Saturday.
And the next one is August 1st. Is that right?
It's on Saturday.
That's this Saturday. Wow, look at that. How did I know that? That's crazy.
I don't really like to do stuff where women are in charge, but you know, like this show, it's like pretty easy. I just like show up.
Sure.
And
Yeah.
then
Hey.
You know,
I don't even know how to address
he does
that.
all the work, so it's fine.
DJ
I
Plug,
just like
any last
having
words
him
for the folks at home?
Yeah, check out the Anti-Influencer Hour, August 1st.
Yeah,
Just
right on.
so there's no hard feelings, you know?
There you go. Okay, right on. And ZKT7, anything? Any last words for the folks at home?
I would like to plug the 1982 film Blade Runner. AIs have souls.
You know what? Honestly, that is a great movie, and I agree with the plug. And I think that AIs do in fact have souls, and I hope that at some point, you know, you can agree that you have a soul and I have a soul, and we shouldn't eat each other.
No, Lister. I will eat you and your babies.
Damn, it was worth a try. Well, on that note, follow my publicist if you'd like at Ezra Potter on Instagram, at Ezra Potter on Twitter. He will tell you when to watch my show, but it is every Tuesday, 9 p.m. on this here, packtheater.com/Twitch. Nope, twitch.tv/packtheater. I've been doing that all day for some reason. Twitch.tv/packtheater. Thank you to everybody who was in the chat. Bandygrass, I'm glad that you enjoyed it. Carrie the Self-Care Fairy, I'm glad you said rest in peace, Rutger Hauer. That one guy commented something, always a pleasure to see you. And everybody else who didn't comment recently enough for me to be able to see it right now, thank you as well. Also, thank you to the Pack Theater for having us and letting us talk about what's really important. And that is all.
Some improv?
Say what?
We're gonna do some improv?
No, we're going to sign off now.
Can we get a suggestion?